All right, children, hello. It's Pastor Matthew for Children's Praise. We're going to do another question 38 from the Catechism, and we're going to learn about how we are made happy in Jesus. Jesus makes us happy now, but it's actually going to get even better than that as time goes on. We're going to be united to Jesus, and he's going to do everything he needs to perfectly save us. So here's the question, particularly in question 38, it says, what benefits do believers receive from Christ at the resurrection? Now, you remember our question last time. We learned that Jesus breathed his last, then breathed in because he rose again from the grave. He resurrected. Well, now we're asking, because he rose again, because he breathes right now, what does that mean for you and me? And the answer is this. At the resurrection, believers will be raised in glory, will be publicly recognized and declared not guilty on the day of judgment, and will be made completely happy in the full enjoyment of God. So, here's the image, remember, of Jesus' resurrection. He resurrected with light and bright glory, and we're going to look like him. See, our answer says that we're going to be raised in glory. So we're going to be glorified. We're going to have perfect bodies that actually shine, something kind of like this picture. So we're going to be given glorified bodies, and then we're told that we will be publicly recognized as true disciples of Jesus. And Jesus is going to say, you are not guilty. Now look at this image of this little boy that is guilty. See that finger pointing at him, and look how sad he feels. Do you ever feel this way when you do something bad at home? Maybe you broke a window, or you stole something, or you disobeyed your mom and dad, and they were really angry with you, and they pointed their finger and said, you're in trouble, you're bad, you did something wrong. Well, we know what that feels like because we are sinners, and we feel the pain of our sin. But it's going to feel amazing. There's going to be a day in when Jesus is going to say, I do not point the finger at you, I do not judge you, I love you, and you're perfect. And you're perfectly righteous, right? So that's what Jesus is going to say. And so we know that because of that, we're going to have a tremendous amount of joy and happiness. See these images, these kids jumping. Have you ever had this kind of joy before? Well, it's nothing like this life. It's just going to be more and more and better. The best joy you've ever had, where there's no more problems or sorrows in this life. And the last part of our question says we will be completely happy in the full enjoyment of God, right? So it's like this big heart that we have behind us in that little boy's image, where he's just like ready to hug Jesus because he's just so happy and he loves God so much. You're going to love God more than you've ever loved him before when everything's made perfect and you're given a new, brand new life and a new body. So here is how Jesus describes it. In Matthew 10:32, he says this, so everyone who acknowledges me before men, I also will acknowledge before my Father who is in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, I also will deny before my Father who is in heaven. Do you see? If you believe in Jesus now, and you confess him to be your Lord, then Jesus promises that on that day, he's going to confess you. And he's going to say, you are my son or my daughter, and I love you. You're my disciple. If you confess Jesus now, he says, I will also acknowledge you before my Father on that very last day, the day in which he resurrects you and you breathe again.